Yo, haha, Miltnificent.
What is good, YouTube? Your boy Miltnificent coming back with another quick video. Today we got the Puffinator Down Jacket, released from Ketl Mtn on the Miltnificent channel. And this is a great series just because Ketl Mtn's been known for different types of materials that they put out, but it depends on the actual season of when they implement things. So for instance, when it's the summertime, they have shirts, different pants that can cater towards that. You know, when it's the springtime, there's kind of like a downsized jacket that they can use for that. Fall, there's something for that. What they didn't have in their arsenal was something specifically for the winter days. So anything in terms of 40 degrees below typically would be, you would have to put on layers to compensate for the weather. So if it was rainy, with Ketl Mtn, there's a product for that. If it was windy with Ketl Mtn, there's a product for that. And honestly, if it was cold, but kind of like in fall conditions, there was a coat or a jacket for that. It just wasn't anything for specifically like alpine conditions or snowy conditions. And if you know, Ketl Mtn is a small business that actually is growing pretty well. But the difference is with their coworkers, they're actually able to go out and venture out into different climate conditions to help test their product against what we experience every day. So your rainy, snowy conditions. And this is where the Puffinator Down Jacket comes in. I was impressed when I put this on just based off the materials that they use. So with 800 fill premium, at least in terms of the materials that they use to keep everything compressed, I'm thinking of a Puffinator jacket. I think of a puffy jacket that can't retain its shape. Most puffy jackets, if you think about it, most puff jackets, it takes a while for them to compress. So this, having a grade of 800, it can hold and insulate the warmth of your body. It's lightweight, and it does not actually take long for you, depending on what you're wearing kind of underneath. I think when I did this, I actually wore a t-shirt purposely to test against this to see how warm I could get. And you know, the rainy weather when it's like 30 or 40 degrees, sometimes even lower than that. And actually, you'll see a video out here that'll show one of the many features of this actual jacket, which is DWR water repellent. So if you go outside, this jacket will repel water for long periods of time. You can see right here and how it kind of works. But the outer shell of this is made out of recycled nylon, and your inner lining is nylon in general. What they did with the features on here in terms of the pockets, reachability, just comfort all around, is going to surprise you. You'll see me modeling this jacket and its different features in its entirety while I'm talking, because there's a lot to talk about with this whole downsized puffer jacket. So one of the things I noticed about this was the two-way zippers. Typically with Ketl Mtn, two-way zippers, meaning that you can zipper up and down like with your normal zipper. But if you want to actually open up from the bottom, kind of get a little bit more waist room, that's what that offers and provides. There's elastic strap towards the actual arms. So, you know, basically you can kind of have that flexibility of keeping yourself warm and different ways in this jacket that you would have normally in other jackets. This is where I was surprised at. So let me give you a quick demonstration. I could put this on right away. And what this jacket does, it has its capability of trapping heat. And just typically heat can escape your jacket kind of by the waist area, even towards the face. So let's just say you don't have the Ketl Mtn beanie hat, which you can see right here. This jacket has a hood that's adjustable. And because it has a strap in the back, again, you'll see right here what I'm talking about. Because it has the strap, you'll be able to trap heat not only towards your body in terms of the upper body, but also towards the head structure. Let's start with the basics. Basically, you have your normal side pockets with built-in nylon kind of in between. But what you'll see right here, which is a little bit different, is although the actual jacket itself is kind of majority nylon, when you stick your hand towards the pockets, and there's zipper pockets on each side, typically towards the end is where you're going to see and feel warmth, because the nylon material then turns into like a cotton polyester combination, but it keeps it warm when your hands are inside. There's also inside pockets for you to store things like additional things, keys or cell phones of that nature, on both sides. And these pockets are really deep. You can see right here, kind of like a mesh design. And I like this with that whole stretchability, which is nice. But you can see also right here, again, I'm going to show you right here, but it has waist straps where you can sit there and adjust the actual waist. So if, let's just say in terms of trapping heat, you don't want the heat to escape from the bottom, kind of the bottom or below, I should say. The perfect thing you can do is take the straps. It's real easy to adjust. You'll find this on every single part of this jacket are these drawstrings. The drawstrings you literally just have to pull together. There's one on each side towards the bottom. And what this does, again, it's going to basically just allow this thing to strap in. If you want for more like a closed feeling, to trap the heat from below, you just pull on this. And what this does, it tightens the waist for the jacket. I think that that's phenomenal. It's a great idea. And it does a great job of trapping heat. The zipper function, if you actually, before we even get to the zipper function, if you wanted to release, again, I'll show you a video. If you wanted to release the whole strap, all you have to do, there's a button on every strap. Just kind of pull, and it'll loosen the whole thing and kind of get it back to its normal shape. One of the things that I have on here is chest pocket. Chest pocket is also good for storing your iPhone, things of that nature. You want to quick reach and get your wallet and things like that, you can put it in there. The pockets are deep enough. You can see my hand. Show you real quick. You can see my hand just going right into the chest pocket, which I like in its entirety. But this is what I wanted to talk about, was the strap towards the back and the kind of the hood area. So if we're looking at the hood, you can see that there's a strap back there. This button, that's feature right here, allows this to loosen and tighten. And what's going to happen is it's going to trap your ears. It's going to go over top of your forehead, and you'll be able to zipper this all the way up. And I'll show a demonstration of what I'm talking about in cold conditions. This is what I mean by trapping the heat. You want to trap the heat and keep your body temperature regulated, especially during conditions when it's really snowy, kind of getting below zero. This is definitely the perfect jacket. But before we even show you that, let me just show you something real quick. If you pay attention to the outer shell, which is the recycled nylon, the puffy feel is basically, this is what I was talking about in terms earlier of the 800 feel, meaning it's going to be able to, just think of the ratio of the inner material that is used to help or kind of create that puffy feel, but it won't stay puffy forever. You can, if you sit down, I'll give you the perfect example. If you sit down, it's not going to stay puffy. It'll compress, but then it'll actually retain its shape once you get back up instantaneously. But it's lightweight, and it's able to trap heat faster than most jackets. Trust me on this. This is definitely worth the buy. But going back to the hood. So the hood acts like this. Let me just demonstrate exactly what I'm talking about. Let's just say I'm out in the cold and I don't have my hat, which happens a lot. And I want to be able to trap heat towards my head area. So I can put this over, kind of zip this up and show you exactly what I'm talking about. I was shocked at this invention because from an engineering concept, it is actually really useful. So let me just show you. Most jackets will, when you put this on, this is an extra large, by the way, and I'm kind of 5'9", 160 something pounds, give or take. This will trap your mouth. Okay? So what's happening is, and I'll show you, I don't want to take up the microphone, but I'll show you the rest, is when you have, and you pull on the drawstring towards the back of your hood, you're trapping your ears. So it's covering your ears, covering your forehead. You can still see your eyes, but it's kind of trapping that heat in addition to the body. And that's one of the things that I like about Ketl Mtn, that they go above and beyond to test in rigorous conditions. You're in the snowy mountains, you're trying to keep warm. This will definitely keep you warm, at least from the bottom up. if that makes sense. So your boy Miltnificent, man, Ketl Mtn's Puffinator, at least the down jacket. And don't forget the Lost Boys beanie hat if you want. It's a nice wool hat that'll definitely keep your head warm in addition to the actual hoodie. This is a great product that you don't want to miss. And if you go on Ketl Mtn's website, there's additional gear that's available on there specifically for the winter conditions. I'm glad that they're kind of expanding towards their brand from a weather standpoint, because for a while Ketl Mtn was specifically summer to fall, summer, spring, and fall, and a little bit of winter. But when it came to those rigorous cold conditions, that's when you had to start layering with the Puffinator Down Jacket from Ketl Mtn. You can see right there, the branding is on here. It's really nice. You don't have to do that. You really just have to one jacket only. That'll be suffice for you. And of course, again, different types of additional jackets that I hope to get on the Miltnificent channel. But this is something that you definitely want to keep in consideration if you're trying to keep yourself warm, as these harsh winter days could be coming ahead, at least this year, heading into next year. But your boy Miltnificent, man, I am out. Ketl Mtn's Puffinator jacket. I gotta put this on because this is feeling so good, especially where I'm at, you know. But I am out. You guys, stay blessed.